It's race number 4. On to the all-weather as well. A Class 4 here over the 1,200 metres, headed by Elite Spirit, 3 times course and distance winner. Strathclyde unbeaten, 1 start, 1 win on the all-weather. Super Eurostars won 2 of his last 3 starts. I'm the one for you. 3rd at Happy Valley last time out. We've got Viva Council behind Star Superior last time out. And Fantastic Fabio goes back up in class for a last start course and distance win. And we've made our way across to the touchscreen here for this speed map, Brett, because there's a lot of pace, and wherever you look, the speed, it's just a case of working out who's going to be in front when they settle. And, well, Born Dragon, with a low gate, they're not going to give up that position, are they? You wouldn't think.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but there are a few others, Andrew, in the race that sort of, you know, generally like to make their presence felt. Giddy Giddy is one of them. He could potentially push on for the lead. Super Eurostars got some tactical versatility, but he's been well forward in his last 2. Wonder whether he might try and zip across the front. He could try and possibly slot in here back where Viva Council is, a front runner. Flying Godspell, a noted front runner. Strathclyde as well. He might even get shuffled all the way back to 3 back the fence. He's a horse that won well on the surface at the end of last season. Fantastic Fabio here. He's going to like this race. He's going up in class. He's got the lightweight, but he's going to get the pace that he requires. Beakley's an interesting one. He was disappointing over the straight 1,000 last start. But there is pace, pace, pace here. You've got I'm the One for You as well, who's only had 1 start for Frankie Law. He was in the market on that occasion. If you go right back through his form, he was a horse that often sat off the pace, I'm the One for You, in dirt races and finished hard. So he's the one I'm a little bit interested in. We know how well that stable's going at the moment, Andrew. But, yes, it's going to be a mad scramble early.
Yeah, good to fast. Could even be a little bit quicker than that. Paul, what have you got for us as far as track work's concerned?
Well, we've got a bit to show you here at track work, so you've got plenty of time to get back to your seats. Flying Godspell's the first one we'll look at here. And I like his piece. He's the one in the white saddlecloth there, just going on with Jack Wong aboard. He loves the surface as well, so he's going well leading into this particular contest. Gold for Gold, another one that does like this particular surface. Only been placed twice on his 29 starts, but some of his better runs have been on the all-weather, and you can see he's ready to go for this particular contest. Now, Beckley's the interesting one because I think he works really well on the surface, and he really stretched out on this particular piece with Matthew Purton aboard. He's had that 1 run now. He went out favourite last time. He's a good price. I think he's going to run well at a big price. His second one, it wasn't so big at the moment, but it wasn't so fast. Nice and relaxed, but that first bit was good. Do
they contest the lead from 10, Paul, or do they go back?
No, they'll slot in because there's all that pressure up front. He can get a nice mid-race move here. I think he can sit in nice in midfield because they're going to stretch out, right? Yeah, and finish over the top.
All for the closers. All right, let's get into it then. Don't forget, of course, this is the first leg of the TT and that jackpot as well. So an estimated dividend in the region of $3 million, just shy of $1.5 million going into the pool. We're going to start with Strathclyde. 1 start, 1 win on the all-weather, and Giddy Giddy. He's pretty consistent on the surface as well.
Well, you know what you're going to get with Giddy Giddy, and that's a front-running performance. Having said that, he did sit in and win one at the end of last season, but generally he's noted for pace. Strathclyde, he was quite impressive when he won at the end of last season over Star Superior. He also beat Super Junior on the turf very early on in his career, so there's certainly some ability with him. And I think trial leading in suggests he'll run pretty well, but he'll feel the race early.
Yeah, I've got Strathclyde in the numbers. I think he's quite well suited, being by 2 racked off to this particular surface.
Yeah, I have too. I've got him in. I think it just might be a bit too much for Giddy Giddy.
Right, OK. Born Dragon we can have a look at. Good record on the surface, a 2-time winner. He's first up since May.
Yep, here's Born Dragon. This is his second, as you can see. Vincent Ho, he should get a nice run from barrier number 1. He's been placed on this all-weather surface before and won twice, in fact. So he likes the surface. He should run well.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence with him. He's had 2 goes first up in the past and hasn't featured. There's a lot of pace. He's going to feel the pressure early. I think a few of these horses have had a run under their belt, so I'm sitting on the fence with him.
All right, OK, that's Born Dragon. What about Viva Council? His effort last time out, finishing second. Flying Godspell, and again, Giddy Giddy doing his thing, but can Viva Council go one better?
Well, I think he can. I think he can run well. He's one I've got in the numbers. He was wide most of the way, and he did stay on nicely. And I did like that track work from Flying Godspell. From barrier 2, he will contest his fast pace, though. That's the only question mark. But both those two, I think, are chances.
He's out of a Stravinsky mare, Viva Council, so I get the feeling that the surface is the key to his better performance there. We saw a trial from him earlier on in the season suggesting that might be the case. So he's one to consider. I found others, though. It's a tough competitive race.
It is, yeah. First of all, all-weather contest. I'm the one for you. His only win so far has been on the all-weather, and he's second up off the back of this.
Yeah, as we looked at that speed map, he's the one I'm interested in. I'm interested in him and also Fantastic Fabio because they can sit in behind and close well. This was a good first up effort from I'm the One for You, behind Diamond Legend, who came from right out the back. And as you touched on already, Andrew, if you go right back through his career, his better form is on the all-weather, and it's generally hitting the line off the back of a pace, which he'll get there.
Yeah, Frankie Law's got him now, and he did run nicely. When he ran third last time.
There was money for him as well, first up too, so the horse is obviously going OK.
It's been a lot of money for a lot of Frankies, and they haven't disappointed either. No. Flying Godspell again, we get to one more look at him, but Startling Power may be the focus this time. Yeah,
well, I mean, Startling Power came home really well, and he's an all-weather specialist. Now he's been with Benno Young for a couple of starts now. Barry, he did run second here behind Amazing Moment. It was a good run from him, and Flying Godspell we've talked about before. He gives us all.
He's... There's a lot of horses that have left the Gary Young yard and gone to other trainers running at this meeting, and there's two in this race. I'm the One for You, and he's another one. I was just concerned about the barrier, but his first up run was good. There's a race in him on the dirt this season. It might not be on Saturday, but it won't be far away, I wouldn't have thought.
All right, and an early look there at Amazing Moment, who runs later on the programme. The first of our three all-weather races, Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to go for my long shot in this, which is Beckley. He went out a $2.50 favourite last time on the turf. Now, he comes to the all-weather. He always works well on the surface. He's by Darcy Brahma, out of American-bred mare. He can let the pace go, and with that claim of Matthew Poon, finish over the top. So I like him. I've got him on top at 20-1 currently. Strathclyde in there for second, Flying Godspell and Viva Council. We've talked about all those three, but I'll be playing Beckley each way in this.
Fair enough. It is a good contest, very competitive, I would have thought, with a lot of speed in the race expected. I'm going to go with Fantastic Fabio. I thought he won with a bit of authority last start. It was a wet, soft track. I wouldn't take too much note of the time. Should be drier conditions there for the first half of the card, at least on Saturday. There is a bit of a storm around, but he can handle the rising class. He'll get the race run to suit. I'm the One for You. Same reason. His best efforts have been on the surface, closing off the back of pace. Super Eurostar has looked a different horse this season. Both his efforts have been terrific. Drawn wide, but he can be still there when they're fighting out for the win. And Strathclyde of the speed horses just can sit there or lead. He's got a bit of talent. 12, 7, 4, 2. I'm actually going to play the trio with the 12 as the banker. I'm going to throw in Elite Spirit as well, because he'll get off the back of the pace, and he's dropping in class.
Yeah, so it comes down to it's the pace, isn't it, I suppose, and how it plays out. But that's an interesting first leg of the TT. Next up for us, race number 5, first leg of the 6-up.